What's up, guys? I just want to show you something very amazing. Okay, now you see for the light gun, you see I have the 4 Xbox. The idea is to add the 4 light gun in the automate. So look at that. Now there is no light gun. So I'm gonna plug a blendcom as number 1. Open fire as number 2, and 2 Reaper as number 3 and 4. All right. So blendcom number 1, open fire number 2, and Reapers number 3 and 4. So that's the setup right now. So let's boot the one-click automate.
Light guns. Player 1 is Lightgun. Player 2 is open fire. Player 3 is retro shooter. Player 4 is retro shooter. Find 2 pack light 64 devices.
Wait.
Main hooker, hook of the Reaper. Pinball shooter.
A few seconds.
And Technopra.
Look at the bottom.
Time to play.
It's gonna be 4 light gun that it's plugged. Wow, look at that. So blendcom is my number 1. Open fire is my gun number 2. Reaper my number 3. And Reaper my number 4. So let's do another example. So I'm gonna put my 2MX as number 1 and 2. So let's power off blendcom, power off open fire. Let's plug the 2MX as number 1 and 2. And it will work vice versa. MX can be number 3 and 4 and Reaper number 1 and 2. You can mix Reaper and MX, no problem. Man, I love it. I'm gonna show you something else I did. Let's boot the one click.
Light guns. Player 1 is MX24. Player 2 is MX24. Player 3 is retro shooter. Player 4 is retro shooter. Find 2 pack light 64 devices.
Wait.
Main hooker, hook of the Reaper. Pinball shooter.
It's gonna refresh at the end.
Are all set.
Look
Time
at that.
to play.
So now it's 2. Look at that. MX24 as number 1, MX24 as number 2, Reaper as number 3, and Reaper as number 4. I'm gonna show you the gunfire. So let's unplug the MX. Plug number 1 gunfire, number 2 gunfire. Just wait a few seconds to connect. And also those icon light gun PNG as a special feature. You can boot the calibration. So if I click on the MX, it will open the retro shooter as well as the Reaper. You can boot. So any retro shooter picture will boot the retro shooter GUI, right? So let's run the automate again, because I swapped the gun 1 and 2.
Light guns. Player 1 is gun 4 IR. Player 2 is gun 4 IR. Player 3 is retro shooter. Player 4 is retro shooter. Find 2 pack light 64 devices. Main hooker, hook of the Reaper. Pinball shooter, emulator, and Technopra are all set. Time to play.
So now it's gonna refresh. So, see? Wow. Player 1, gunfire. Player 2, gunfire. Reaper, number 3 and 4. So at the same time, visually you can see the gun you have plugged on your cabinet or setup or PC. If I click gunfire, it will open the GUI, right? So let's unplug one gunfire just to show you the blendcom. And plug the, and the open fire. I'm gonna show you Oh, but let's plug an open fire as number 2. So number 1 is Blancom and number 2 is open fire, right? So let's run in again. Also, you can place them as you want. You can put them on top.
Player 3 is retro shooter. Player 4 is retro shooter. Find 2 Packlight 64 devices. Main hooker, Hook of the Reaper, emulshooter, emulator, and technoverb are all set. Time to play.
Wait, it's gonna refresh. All right, so Blancom. So if I click on the Blancom gun, anywhere on the picture, it will boot the GUI, right? So it makes sense because all the gun you plug, they will show, and you can boot the calibration. So it makes sense. That's the second one. Is the open fire. So you have the GUI for open fire. Boom. And if you want, you can place them on top or anywhere on your desktop as you want. It's movable, and it's gonna remember every time you're gonna boot your PC. It's gonna remember the position. Also, for the Blancom, it's very special. Thanks to Chris at Blancom, he sent me. I have 4 different Viper picture. So if you have 4 Blancom, it will show 4 different types of Viper. The open fire, I only have 1 picture for number 1 to 4. The retro shooter, I have the black and gray. And for gunfire, I have the GunCon 1 and GunCon 2 to make a different, and the MX. So it's freaking amazing. So what I did is in the automate scan what is plugged on your PC, right? He set all the emulator, Technoparrot, Demu shooter, everything. He set everything from the gun you plug, but the speak code I create, he also changed the picture and the booting UI for every single one. So it will show. If you don't want to see those guns, you just right click and unload. At the bottom, see, it says unload. So if you don't want to see those pictures, you just unload them, okay? You just unload. If you want to load them back, it's very easy. It's from, this feature is from Rainmeter, the little Rainmeter on your desktop, on your task manager. Double click it, and it's called BMO 2-player, BMO 4-player. So if you want to put it back, you just double click the INI for player 2, and you can load or unload every picture. And also, so that's the way to remove it, and after you can add it. So now on the Beast, the 24 terabyte, the 16 terabyte, and the 2 terabyte, you will see your actual Xbox or arcade board plug as X input will show on top, and all the light gun that is plugged from the automate, because every time you run the automate, you need to run the automate to change the picture, right? So if you have no gun, you should not see any gun. So for example, I will just unplug one gun. No, wait, I'm gonna unplug the MX, the Ripper. Just wait a few seconds. So if you have no gun, it will show an empty picture.
Light guns.
So if you have 2 gun plug, it will show only your player 1
Player
and
2
2.
is open fire. Find 2 Packlight 64 devices. Main hooker, Hook of the Reaper.
And I managed to make the
Technoverb.
MX24 talk now.
Time to play.
What I mean is, yes, see, there is 2 gun now. So usually when you plug a retro shooter, if you plug a MX24 or you plug a Ripper or the red and blue, it used to make no difference. It did say the retro shooter was plugged. That's it. Now I managed to make the difference, so he knows if it's a MX24 or a Ripper. Okay. So let's plug the Ripper, the MX. MX is number 1. And I'm gonna unplug because I only have Ripper as number 3 and 4 right now. So I'm gonna higher the sound. Wait a second.
Light guns. Player 1 is MX24. Player 2 is MX24. Player 3 is Retro Shooter. Player 4 is Retro Shooter.
Yeah.
Find 2 packlet 64 devices. Main hooker, Hook of the Reaper, Demol Shooter, Emulator, and Technogram are all set. Time to play.
Man, that's amazing. Let me know what you think about that, but I think that's freaking brilliant. Look at that. 2MX, 2 Ripper. Thanks for watching, guys. It's gonna be on the next update. All right? Still improving the beast. I really like it. Thanks very much, guys. Thanks for watching. Available on 2 terabytes, 16 and 24 terabyte in the for the light gun setup. Thanks for watching, guys.